Alright students, welcome to your Intersession video. And for those of you who are watching this, you know why you're watching this special long video, because you did not watch your video the last week of school. So this video is going to be a lot of domain and range. We're going to do a lot of domain and range. Okay? So we're going to look at graphs and we're going to do domain and range. So now we have to remember that the domain is the x-axis right here. Our x-axis right here. Okay? Now, when I'm looking at the domain, I know that x is going to be between two numbers. So x is going to be between a number to the left and a number to the right. Now remember, we have to do this in numerical order. So the smallest number is going to go here on the left. The largest number is going to go here on the right. So let's look at this. So as I'm coming in from the left, because I read domain left to right, my function starts right here. Right here is where my function starts. Okay? And then as I keep going to the right, as I keep going to the right, as I keep going to the right, the further it ends is right here. And I'm going to go down my x. I have solid circles, so I'm going to follow it down. I'm going to put a solid circle right there. I'm going to follow the end over here, solid circle. So my domain is everything between these 2 points. It's like my number line. This is a continuous function because it's connected. So now I just need to decipher which two numbers it is between. So if we go to the left here, this is a -1. This is a -2, a -3, -4, -5, and this is a -6. So my furthest left will be -6. And then when I go to my right, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to put a 6 to my furthest right. Notice, it's not here. This is not where I'm counting my domain. Okay, it's not where it touches the x or crosses the x. It's the end of the function. It's the ends, the beginnings or the ends of the function. Okay? So now I need to determine what I'm going to put right here and right here. And as you know, we have solid circles. Solid circles. So, excuse me, x is between -6 and +6. So any number that we put in here will satisfy this inequality and will satisfy this inequality. If I put 0 here, is 0 greater than or equal to -6? Yes. Is 0 less than or equal to 6? Yes. 0 is right here, so we're good. So, now we're going to do range. Range is all your y values, right? And that's on the y-axis. So now we're talking about here, this lovely axis right here, y. So now we read y from bottom to top. That's because we also put the y in the middle, because y is going to be between two numbers. It's going to be between the lowest part of the function, the bottom, and the top part of the function, the maximum, right? So now if I'm coming from the bottom, the first place that I'm going to hit this function is right here, right? So I'm going to make my line and I'm going to cross my y-axis. This is a solid circle, so I'm going to put a solid circle right there. And as I keep going up, this is not the top of the function. This is not the top of the function. This is the top of the function. So right here, it happens to be right on the y-axis. So that's perfect. So now I know that my range values are all these values in between these two solid dots. Okay? So now we look at the lowest part of the function. What value is this on the y-axis? That is 0. And what value is this on the y-axis? We're going to go positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going from least to greatest, bottom to top. Again, I have solid circles. So it's going to be, there we go. Y is greater than or equal to 0. And between all the way up to y is less than 6. So it's all these values in between. All right, now let's do this one. We'll keep with my colors, domain being green. So now we're going to put the X, and we're going to be doing the domain, and I'm going to put my little slots right here. Now, as I'm coming in from the left, here is the very first part of my function, right? Here's the very first part of my function. It's going to cross right here, solid circle. I'm going to keep going, 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 going. This is the end of my function, and it's an open circle right there, open. So my X values are right here, in between. All of these are my X values. So I go to the lowest, which is the left, and I count. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's a negative 7. And I'm going to go to the right, which is my highest value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put my 5 right there. Now I need to decipher my sign. So this is a solid circle, so it's going to be equal. This is an open circle, so it's just going to be left. So X is between or equal to negative 7, not including 5. So it's all the values in between there. There's my domain. Now, let's do the range. Y is going to go in the middle. Uh-oh, I lost my red. There we go. Now I'm going to go from the bottom. I'm going to go from the bottom of this function, the bottom of this function, and here's the bottom of this function. And it's going to cross the y-axis here, and it's a solid circle. I'm going to keep going up, 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 up. This is the top of the function, and it's an open circle. So it crosses the y-axis. I draw my line, I go to the y-axis, and now my range values are in between there. So the lowest number is negative 1, 2, 3, negative 3. My highest number is 1. This is 0, this is 1. Now again, down here I have a solid circle. I include the equal. Up here I have an open circle. So it's without the equal. So y is between negative 3, including negative 3, all the way up to 1, but not including these values right here. So there's my domain, and there's my range. Next, I have a straight up vertical line here. So we'll start with green. We'll do the domain. So X is going to be between and between. So when I come into the left, where am I going to hit this function? Well, wait a minute. It's right here, right? My pen is a little off. It's right here. This is where I'm going to hit this function. I don't keep going. That's it. It's just one value right here. It's just one value here. What is that value? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this value is negative 5. That's it. So my domain is just negative 5? Well, let's think. We put our negative 5 to the left, and we put our negative 5 to the right, right? Well, X can only be negative 5. Okay? So our domain is going to be X is negative 5. X isn't between any numbers. It's only negative 5. Okay? So now let's do the range. So, range is from bottom to top. Here I'm scanning, I'm scanning, I'm scanning. All right, here's the bottom of my function. I draw my line to my y-axis. Open circle. I keep scanning my function. Go up, up, up to the maximum point. Here it is. I draw my y-axis. I put an open circle so that I know open, 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 open. All right. So then, y is going to be between these values right here. So I write my y, and my lowest value here is negative 2. And my highest value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have an open circle, and I have an open circle. So So y is between -2 and 6. All these values in between, but not including -2 and not including 6. Ooh, I got a circle. This one's awesome. Okay, I have a circle. Now, we're going to do domain. Nothing's changed. I just get a little excited. Nothing's changed. I'm still going to come in from the left on my domain. Remember, my domain is my X. If you need to highlight it in a color, do that. And match your colors so you can tell the difference. So I'm coming in from the left, I'm coming in from the left, I'm coming in, boom! I have to say boom. Here's where my function starts. Okay, I'm going to keep going to the right, keep going to the right, right, boom! This is where my function ends. Now, this is a solid circle, correct? It has a solid line. There's no holes in it. So this is a solid closed circle, and this is a solid closed circle. So my domain is everything in between here. So my domain is going to be -1, 2, 3, -4 to my left, 1, 2, 3, 4 to my right. I'm including these spots. There you go. X is everything between -4 and 4 inclusive. Do you remember that? Including the numbers. Do our range. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. Well, here's the start of my function, right? It's actually on the axis. It's a solid line, solid circle. Keep going up, boom. Right here, solid circle. So now my y values are everything in between for my y-axis. Okay, sorry guys. So now I'm going to go to my lowest number. My lowest number is -1, 2, 3, and -4. And my maximum, my highest number, is 4. Same thing. Equal signs because we're including. So my y values are everything between -4 and 4 inclusive. Ooh, this is a sideways parallelogram. Right, same thing. Now we have some arrows. Uh-oh. Arrows. 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 Arrows mean infinity. Arrows mean infinity. So nothing's changed. I'm still on my x-axis, my green axis. I'm coming in from the left. I touch the function, the very start of the function is right here. I have a solid line, so it's a solid closed circle. And as I continue, my function is continuing on and on and on to infinity. So my lowest number on the x-axis is 0. And my highest number, now this is positive infinity because I'm going out to the right. So is infinity. Okay? Now since I'm including the 0, it's an equal right here. And now we don't include infinity because we can't close the door on infinity. It's always open. There we go. Now, if you guys remember correctly, we can actually, boom, erase that. Now, I don't like my x on the right-hand side, so you guys know this. We're going to flip it. So x is every number greater than 0. Now, if you look at your graph, it's true. Is 1 greater than 0? Is 2? Is 3? 4? 5? 6? 7? And we're going to keep counting all the way on to infinity. So this is our domain right here. All right. Now let's look at the range. Oh, this one's exciting. Now the range, remember we're looking at our y-axis. Okay? Our y-axis. So now when we come in from the bottom, we're scanning, we're scanning, we're scanning, we're scanning. What do we hit? We hit an arrow. An arrow means infinity, and since we're at the bottom of the y-axis, it's negative infinity. Okay? We're going to keep going, going, up, 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 up. Uh-oh, we hit an arrow, right? That's going to be positive infinity because we're at the top of the y-axis. So I have negative infinity to positive infinity. We don't include infinity because we can't. Now wait a minute, miss. If you erased the infinities down here, can I erase the infinities up here? All right, so let's check that out. If you erase the infinities from up here and their sign, what are you left with? You're left with y. What? So that means all y values. All y values. All y values are in the range. And another term for all y values is all real numbers. All real numbers. Make sure you remember this. Make sure you remember this. All right, now let's start with an arrow. We have an arrow again. So first, let's start with our domain. Label it green. Okay? Excuse me. I'm going to come in from the left. Come in, come in, come in, come in, and come in. Boom! I hit right here. When I go down, it's an open circle, so I'm going to put an open circle right there. Now as I keep going, what do I get? I get an arrow. I'm going to my positive side of my x-axis, so that's a positive infinity. Okay? Forgot to write my x and my spaces. So here, the lowest number here to the left, 0. The highest number, infinity. So here now it's an open circle. And here, remember, we can't close the door on infinity, so it's an open door. And remember what we do. We can, boom, erase, and then we flip. Now isn't that true? The domain is all x values greater than 0, so whatever number I plug in here, greater than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 satisfies this inequality. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all greater than 0, all the way, all the way, all the way out to infinity. Now let's do the range. All right, so my range is y-axis. Now here I come. I'm going to come out from the bottom, excuse me, the bottom, the bottom, the bottom, the bottom, the bottom, the bottom. Boom! I'm going to hit the range right here on the y-axis. Okay? It's an open circle. So, wait a minute, miss. What's going on here? My range is just one number. Now remember we saw that back with the domain. What is this number? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's 4 and 4, right? So the range can only be one value. Y is equal to 4. Cool, ladies? Not bad. It's nothing else. It's not 5. It's not 3. It's just 4. That's it. That's the only number in this this range. All right. We have another. Oh, now we have between. So let's check. Let's do our domain. All right. So the domain, our x. We're going to come in from the left and boom. Here it is. I'm going to go up across my x-axis, draw a circle. I'm going to keep going, boom! And this is a solid circle. So my x is between these two numbers. This is a negative 1, 2, 3. And this is a positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open circle, closed circle. X is between negative 3 and 5. Easy breezy. Range. So we're coming down from the bottom. Here's my range. Right? Do I keep going? No, this is the beginning and the end, and I only have one number. It's a -1. It's just from -1 to -1, so y is -1 for this range. It's the only number that's in this range value. All right, so this is going to be one of those questions, and I'm going to insert. Let me find. I want the x is between what number and what number? So here's your question. I want you to tell me if this is our domain, my x-axis. I want you to tell me which two values the domain is in between. And I want you to tell me on the y-axis, remember you're going to go from bottom to top, you're going to tell me what are the two range values. Okay, so let me go back and let's just answer that one first of all. So my furthest left number is right here, it's a solid circle. My furthest right number, right here, solid circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's between -4 and +2. Then my range, bottom of the function to the top of the function, that's -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, to 4, and that's what I asked you, and since they're both solid circles, that's what we're looking at. Next function, you're going to do the same thing. This time, I want you to, x, give me the lowest, the highest number of the domain, and the lowest and highest number for the range as well. Okay, so the lowest number, if I'm coming in left to right, is right here, where the domain, it's an open circle. Keep going. Open circle, so it's everything in between. That's a -1, 2, 3, -3, -3 to 4, open circle, and then if we do the range, if I'm coming up, here's the bottom, and it's right on the y-axis, and if I keep going up, here's the top, open circle. So it's everything in between here is my range. The lowest on the range is 0, and the highest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those are open circles, open circles. This is a square. Well, of course you know that. So you know how to do this. This is just like the circle, right? You're going to come in from the left. You're going to come in from the left for the domain, and you're going to keep going in, right? This is the beginning. This is the end. Solid, solid. Range, you're going to come in from the bottom, right here, solid, and then the top, solid, range values, domain values, and I want you to, again, type in your domain and range. So, furthest left, -3, +4, range, the lowest, -2 to the highest, 4, solid, solid. Ooh, you got this, guys, you've got this. So, my domain, and my domain. I'm going to come in from the left. What do I see? Arrows. I'm going to come and keep going. What do I see? Arrow. So this is infinity. It's going up infinity, right? I have a negative infinity because it's on the negative side. And I have a positive infinity because it's on the positive side, right? Negative, because these are all the negative numbers. Positive, these are all the positive numbers. So I have a negative infinity to a positive infinity. We don't include it. So now, what do we type here? I want you to fill in this. You know what we do, we erase, and tell me what the final answer is. You might have to look back at the other parabola to get the answer. Now, the range. The range, same thing, bottom to top, right? Coming in from the bottom on the y-axis, I hit here, right? Solid circle. And as I'm going and I'm going, uh-oh, I hit arrows. And since I'm on the y-axis, I'm going positive. Positive to infinity, right? So it's a 0 here, and infinity here, right? And then since this is the solid, and this is open door, now I want you to explain to me in words what you do here. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. However many steps it takes you, how am I going to write this correctly mathematically? Ooh, this one's good! Okay. Domain. When I'm coming in from the left, what's happening here? I see an arrow. Negative infinity, right? Because over here on my x-axis, this whole entire side is negative numbers. This side is positive numbers. So is there an end to my function? No. I'm going from negative infinity to positive infinity. So x is between negative infinity and positive infinity. So again, guys, what do I write here? I'm covering all. You fill in the blank. Let's look at the range. Let's go down. Now here we're talking about the y-axis, the range. So when I'm coming in from the bottom, what do I see? An arrow. And since I'm at the bottom of the y-axis, these are negative numbers, so this is negative infinity. And I keep going up positive, positive, positive. What do I see? An arrow, right? So these are the positive numbers of the y-axis. So this is now a positive infinity. I'm going from negative infinity to positive infinity. Remember, I don't close the door on infinity. Again, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, I have a triangle. This is easy breezy. I want you to write in what your domain is, and I want you to write in what your range is. Now for the signs, I just want you to type in, I want you to put domain is, since you can't type in the signs greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, greater than, or less than, I want you to write the domain is between, in this case, right here and right here, 2 to 7 is between 2 and 7, and you have to write inclusive. This is how you're going to write your answers from here on out in the video. Domain is, not going to write these, between 2 and 7 inclusive. Remember, I'm including the 2, it's solid, I'm including the 7. And same thing for the range. You're going to write range is between, now let's look at the range. The bottom of our function is right here. So that's 1. 1. And the top of our function is right here, right? Solid circle, solid circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Between 1 and 6 inclusive. That's what you're going to write for the next few slides. All right, here you go. I want you to tell me what the domain is, what the range is. Remember, you're going to type the domain is between. The range is. Now, since you have one side that's solid and one side that's open, you're going to put here the domain includes negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5, all the way to 0, right? This is 0, so open circle, open circle. So the domain is between -5 and 0, including -5. Okay? Same thing for the range. The range, you're going to write this. The range from bottom to top is between -1, 2, 3, 4, -5 and -1, including -1. Okay? Remember, when you're writing, you still have to put in numerical order. So for your domain, you're going to put domain is between -5 and 0, including -5. Okay, so it's still in order. And the range is between, what did I say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5 and -1, including -1. So that's how you're going to write. So I've given you a couple of examples on how to use your inequality signs and how to write. There you go. So you're going to do the domain and the range. The domain is between, and the range is between what's including. Now for the answer. The domain. Here's my domain. I'm coming in from the left. I hit right here. Cross my x-axis. I have a solid circle. I'm going to keep going. I end right here. And it's a solid circle. So here are my domain values. So my domain, they're solid circles, are between -1, 2, 3, 4 and +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they're both included. Oh, and this is my x. All right? So now for the range answer. Hello, hello. So now for my range is my y. So I'm coming from bottom. Here it is. Open circle, and I'm going to keep going, going, going up. Here's the top. Solid circle. Right, because both of these are solid. So I'm coming from -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -7 to -2. Right? Now, here is solid. So I'm including -2, but I'm not including -7 because it's an open circle. So for your answer, you should have typed the domain is between -4 and +7 inclusive. And you should have typed the range is between -7 and -2, including -2. Oh, we have an arrow. So you guys got this. You got this. So I want to hear you do this. Well, I mean, I can't hear you. You're probably complaining at home that you're even having to watch and listen to my annoying voice. But that's what you get for not doing your homework. All right. So here, domain is between. What is the domain? Now here, are you going to really write the domain is between something? No, because I have an arrow. I have an arrow here. This is -infinity, right? And this right here is 0. So I have x, yes, is between -infinity and 0, right? I include 0. I don't include -infinity. But here, when I erase this, what happens? X isn't between two numbers. X is actually less than or equal to 0. That's your domain. It's every number going out this way. So you're going to have to type x is less than or equal to 0. That's what you're going to write. X is less than or equal to 0. Now your range. What are you going to do on the range? Same thing. I'm coming up, coming up. Here's the beginning of my function, solid circle. But as I'm going up, what's going on here? I have an arrow. I want to be going up to +infinity. So for my range, well, I can do that there because it's 0 and then infinity, and then we don't close the door. Now you guys know, you can probably go back and maybe change one of your answers, I don't know. I erase the infinity, and then I flip it, and then you're going to write y is greater than or equal to 0. Because it's all numbers going from 0 up and 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 up. So that's what you would write when you have an arrow. Okay, like this. Aha. Your turn. I want the domain and the range, and I want you to write what it is. The domain is between. The range is between. Including. I'm not going to write the answer to this one for you. Same thing here. It's your turn. Domain and range. You're going to be including both numbers. Including both numbers. Ooh, we got an arrow. We got an arrow. So be careful. We have an arrow. And it's on the x-axis. Be careful. I'm going to let you write the domain and range on this one. And then I'll actually write it for you so that you don't have to wait until you get back to see if you got it right. All right, domain, between. We're coming in from the left. We hit an arrow. This is the negative side of the x-axis, right? This is negative infinity. And I keep going. And I stop right here. Solid circle on the x-axis. So I have negative infinity. And what number is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5. I'm including the 5. I don't close the door on infinity. And then what do we do, ladies and gentlemen? We erase. Do I need to flip it? No. It's already flipped. X is less than or equal to 5. It's every number from here on out. Right? Including 5. Now the range is the one that you guys are questioning. The range. Let's go. Coming in, right? And we're looking at our y-axis. And here we hit it, right here. And it's solid because it's a solid line. Right? Can we go any further up? No, we can't go any further up. So there's nothing on that side, right? There's nothing on that side because I can't go further up. What number am I hitting here? This is on the x-axis, so y is 0, right? Y is 0. So y is equal to 0. So that's what you should have typed for your domain and range. I'm going to let you guys do this one. It's not inclusive, not inclusive. Domain from the left all the way to the right. Range from the bottom all the way to the top. So you got it. I think I froze. No, I did not. There we are. All right. You got this one too, guys. Domain from the left all the way to the right. Range from the bottom all the way to the top. I'm including all the numbers. So you will write, range is between. Domain is between. Ooh, this one's good too. You guys got this too. Boy, a lot of questions, a lot of typing. You guys should have done your homework. But hey, I got to read all these answers, okay? So I'm doing work too. So again, you're going to tell me domain is between this number and this number, inclusive. The range is between this number and this number, inclusive. Not hard. I just gave you the answer. Ooh. Same thing, guys. It's a happy face, right? Aren't you guys happy that you're doing work? You see? Yay! Get your ears over here. Got hair. And you can't fast forward this, you have to just deal with it. Maybe you have long hair. Like this. Oh, let's do your, oh, what is this I'm drawing? Okay, your head, your neck kind of looks like that, right? And then, whoa, it's really skinny, so let's make it fatter. And then your shoulders. I'm making you listen to this. This is awesome. I'm delirious, I haven't had coffee. Okay, so again, you're going to tell me the domain is between this and this, nothing included. The range is between this and this, nothing included. Same thing, guys, you got this. Domain and range is a lot of work for you. Between this and this, range, this and this, inclusive, both solid circles. Oh, is that the end of the show? Are we done? Gosh, that wasn't a whole lot of time. I promised you guys like 45 minutes, didn't I? So let's see, what can I add to the end of this video? I don't know. I can just talk to you. I can sing. A lot of you would just really, really, really love for me to sing. But for here, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you for your final question. I'm going to make you watch me write out. Final question. Final question. Actually, questions, because I'm going to have a few for you. So let's put it in blue. Blue's pretty. 1. Are you ever going to miss watching another video? Are you ever going to watch missing another video? Okay, let's go to question number 2. And let's use purple. Oh, I'm still on blue. Never mind. Let's clear that. Oh, I'm making you guys watch this, and I know you're suffering, and that's okay. Purple. There we go. Oh, I'm on eraser. Technical difficulties. All right, fine. It wants to be blue. Number 2. Are you tired of hearing my voice? That's question number 2. Okay, let's do question number 3 now. 3. Let me think here. Number 3. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, we got it. No, never mind. No. Oh. Who is, not the, because then it's comparing, so who is a, now I'm going to put this in baby blue, real, and I'm going to put this in red because it should be obvious, hero, Superman, or, I'll put him in yellow because he's kind of a coward, Batman. Remember, there's right and wrong answers here, according to me, okay? And question number, what number am I at, 4? 4. Question number 4. Summarize out your Algebra 1 journey thus far. Now here, guys, this is your last question. It needs to be at least minimum. So those of you who have the volume down, who have already toned me out, you're going to miss something very important here. It has to be a minimum of 2 paragraphs. So a paragraph has at least minimum of 4 sentences. So that has to be at least minimum 8 sentences, 2 paragraphs. 8 sentences or 2 paragraphs, minimum. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your break. Be safe, make good choices. Remember, this has a due date. So if you don't watch it on time, it's a 0 for your first grade of the new 9 weeks. And I will see you bright and early, Monday the 17th, and we will be doing domain.